See how we turn this damn thing on. All right. Time to design. Let's see if I got this right. I do. Awesome. Okay, so last session went really well with a little bit of playtesting. We didn't finish the game, but it also it helped me figure out game length, which is really good. I have a lot of things to work on today, and let's see if streaming it's gonna screw me up. I want to change. That's something I should do right now. On these charters, in the open areas, I want to put in icons that say cubes can go in there, kind of like this icon here. In the silver, cubes and meeples can go there. Those meeples are it's just not really a meeple, but a symbol for player pieces, which is just a cube, which is from there to there. I've cleaned a lot up. I changed the amount of cars that are going to be available. You know, these are trucks and these are cars. And the cars I reduced down to 4. I made a majority card, so if somebody gets a majority in a company, you know, if a player gets it, they'll just put this in front of them so everybody knows. When they see a red vehicle, they know that, oh, that's the red player's vehicle. So it's easier to decide on majorities. I'm going to change the way construction works. Maybe the way the queue works a little bit. I'm going to have a new resource pool probably. Anyway, we'll work with Illustrator, and we're going to work on changing these vehicles charters. Hopefully I've saved all that, but if I haven't, then we'll just construct them again. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Of course, all my naming sucks, so this is going to take a while to find the charters. Probably. There's the blue one at least. Let's see if that's the most recent. Well, with this blue one I can construct the rest. It'll be easy. Because these are the two blue ones. The dark blue and the light blue. Of course, these numbers are subject to change. The majority numbers. Let's see. I need to find the icons that I used. And this is a bunch of old stuff, I think. Yeah. Yep. So let me find where I saved the new stuff. Maybe I doubt that looks like all JPEGs. Maybe in that folder there's some stuff, but not the newest. It's cool. Maybe on this computer in the data. It's the latest jam. Yep, here we go. I absolutely suck at saving stuff. I'm copying that, I'm closing that, I'm pasting this. What I'm gonna do is show, let me ungroup that, Control Shift U, delete that, and this is what we're gonna use in our charter. and just, I'm holding down Shift and Alt. Shift makes a copy of it and leaves the original in place, and Alt makes the copy and Shift keeps it in line. So I'm not veering off left or right, it's staying aligned. Go there. Oops. It's gonna be a hell of a lot easier. I just group this. Control G to group. And then move that. And that just tells the players what kind of pieces can go here. And that would be player pieces or the gold pieces, which are the gold player, which is the neutral player. Let's see. Need to copy the. Oops. Forgot that's grouped. Control plus and minus makes things bigger and smaller as far as, you know, what you can see on the screen. Like that. Control plus, control minus. That's your zoom in Illustrator. Now, I don't know if whoever's watched this before, but I use Illustrator because it's cheap and it works, and you can get like an old copy. Like this is a really old copy. This is 10. You can find them on eBay, and they actually work in Windows 10. There are a couple of flaws, and it's not what I would use to do commercial stuff. If I was a graphic designer, I would be using the most current version. But this at home, not doing this as a graphic design project, but doing this as just a construction project, I'm using an old version. It just makes things easy. And the controls are pretty much the same. You could use this to do graphic design with. You just be missing a few of the newer features. But if you're just making a game, this is really a cheap way to do it, so you don't have to be part of the subscription model that they currently have. Although I am part of the subscription model, I just know Illustrator 10 better as well. So, mo better. Alright, so I need to make the other two charters. Let me see if I have the charters. I've got the charters. I am just going to fix them. I think I do have the charters. I don't know how old of a charter that is. Let's find out. It says the 11th, so it should be. Now see, these charters are a little older. Let me compare real quick. A lot of it's the same. It might be just easier to copy this charter and turn what I need to red and then purple. So we'll lock this one down, and we're going to lock this down, which is Control 2, which is going to make it where the other, if I select, like I'm going to click this, and I go into select, and I can select an object that has the same fill and stroke. So everything that has the same fill and stroke, it's selected. Then I'll change everything that's like that to red. Okay, so then I'll go to the next piece. And right there, what I did was hid it. Control 3 hides things. Then I selected this, and I'm going to select everything with the same stroke, which is the outline. I'm going to go ahead and paint it red. Okay. And then I'm going to select that truck, and I'm going to say select same fill color, and we're going to paint all those red. Okay, and then the next thing we'll do is the inside of these squares. Go select same fill color, and then we'll do something with it's a light red. And then I'll push Control Alt 3, which unhides what I had hidden. Hiding things just allows you not to select them as well. I could have locked it, but remember I have everything else locked, so whenever I unlock it, everything would unlock, and I don't want that. I just want another means to put things away, and it's easier to select and deselect. Okay, so I'm going to select this thing that has a gradient. Select same fill and stroke. That'll select the rest of them. I'm going to go to the gradient section and change the way the gradient looks. This is the gradient section right here, and I'm going to put in a little bit of a darker red, light red but not too light, then a really light red there, and then I unhide the part that I had on top of it, and I'll talk about that in a second. What I had going on here is on top of these gradients I've got a white version of the whole object. I changed the opacity to lighten the whole object. So there's the way the object looks. Here's an opaque white shape that's right on top of it. That's like semi-transparent, so that I can control how much you can see through it. It's a way to lighten something, an easy way. So I'm going to unlock everything. We'll select all of these and then lock them so that I cannot select them anymore. And then on this bottom one, we're going to do, this is going to be the purple charter. We'll select same fill color. We're going to do that a light purple. We're going to select the same blue stroke color, or stroke color, the outline color. Turn that dark purple. Then we're going to, okay, over these things I have the same thing where I have a white circle on top of the art. So if I take, it's just a way to make it look faded. It's an easy way to make it look faded. So I'm taking off the white part, selecting the underneath parts. I'm going to select what's blue. Select same fill, so everything that has that same blue is going to be selected. Then I'm going to paint it purple, and we're almost done. Something I forgot to do with the other one is I have this line here that needs to be a purple color. So we'll turn that, purple color. We want to make it lighter purple, and then we'll select this top part that's a white, the white cover, then select this bottom part, and we need to look at the gradient. We'll select same fill and stroke, which means it'll select everything that's the same color that's not locked or hidden. And we'll go ahead and add our lighter purple here and our darker purple there. And see, on this one I need to go back to the center line that's blue and fix that. Okay, so Control Y turns into, since this is vector, everything is lines, and all the color is just determined by what these line intersections are. So it's easy to just turn it into lines. You can select the line that you want to deal with. Oh, I forgot to unlock it. Okay, so I can select this line that I want to deal with. If you see in this corner, yeah, I probably can't see it on the tool thing, but I can select the fill This is just a straight line, so it doesn't have a fill. It's just a single small straight line, but it has a stroke or an outline. That outline I'm going to turn to red. Let me show you. Oops. Let me control Y again to show you what I'm talking about. See, it was blue, red. So there's all my charters, and I have all my new icons on there. This icon I'm going to use for some other things. So anyway, I've already had that icon in many other places. So I'm going to save this. Oops. It's acting funky because of this is using a laptop remotely. Let's see. We'll do something about charter. Totally misspelled, but that's okay with by me. Okay, so now we need to save it to get ready to put into Tabletop Simulator. What I'm going to do here, just to make things easy, is I'm going to save the whole thing as a JPEG in my downloads folder. And the reason I do that is so that it defaults to GIF, and I don't need a GIF. I need a JPEG, but the last thing you saved it as, it'll default to that. So right now it's a JPEG. I don't have to change it to the JPEG thing. What I'm doing is saving for the web. It's just a fast way to make vector objects out of raster objects out of these vector objects, meaning they turn into pictures instead of 2 points. You know, that whole underlying wireframe thing. Now they're turning into pictures, and Tabletop Simulator likes to play with pictures, not with vector objects. Although it can play with like wireframe stuff that's modeled, but I don't know that stuff too well. I messed with Blender a little bit, but I don't really. It's not my forte. I'm in like a 2D guy, I guess. All those are saved. Alright, so let's go to here. We'll go ahead and upload our images. I'm saving them to the cloud so that I can use this on, like anybody could use this file. They don't need a folder on their computer that has the art. The art will be held in the Steam cloud. That wasn't so bad. Got it taken care of. Alright, so the artwork is now saved in there. Let's see. I want to change these to work differently, and I want to make a. So the idea is going to be, you can pick up goods in the neighborhood. These are going to be disposable goods, or like this is trash. This trash goes to the queue. But from the queue, I want another area for salvage, where you can salvage these goods and use them in these new construction zones. These salvage goods, like in real life, this would, like if this was aluminum, you took it to the disposal yard. They would, take the aluminum and charge you actually to dispose of it. If you took it to a salvage yard, they would pay you for the good, and then they would repurpose the good, and then you could buy the repurposed aluminum in whatever you needed. So the repurposed aluminum, of course, is going to be, it's going to cost, but if you're buying the repurposed aluminum, let's say if you're buying aluminum siding, so you took aluminum siding off of a building, you go and you sell it to the salvage yard. The salvage yard gives you a percentage of whatever they're going to give you, what it's worth in what aluminum's selling for at a salvage yard at the time, and then they'll sell that probably to a plant or somewhere that's going to refine that back into aluminum and repurpose it. So let's say you're going to buy newest aluminum siding. So I'm going to have a little thing here so that you could buy the salvaged aluminum as a finished good. Now it's going to be, I think it's going to be, it's just abstracted out that whenever you sell a good here, it's going to go into here, but as a, maybe as a square, I mean a cube, then those cubes can unlock these, and then we'll change these. And in fact, I'm probably just going to have the right facing part and have a construction tile on top to show that once the construction is done, then you remove the construction tile and then this is in play. It'll naturally come into play during the right era, but if you want it to bring early, and also it'll allow players to score goods, but then also maybe give you a reason to salvage the cubes. Like it's going to have this extra economy of the cubes that you take over there, so maybe it'll be part of the game. But anyway, so I guess I'm not going to build it yet. We'll just play this game as it is now and see how the game plays out. Okay, so this is the new turn order. I've already done that randomly. It doesn't matter because I'm just playing myself. Maroon's down here, green's up there. I'm basically going to do this just to get an idea of what needs to change. I don't know. I don't want to explain the rules all over again. You'll have to watch the last video where I explained it to Sarah, even though that might be broken. Not broke. I mean, I might have been all over the place trying to explain it, but I did go through the rules. And of course the rules are going to change because it's a work in progress. It's still early. Okay, so in turn order, meaning Maroon's first and then Hunter Green. Hunter Green, in reverse order, gets to pick a seed. The seed card is an investment into one of these companies, the red company, the blue company, or the purple company. Currently, none of the company has a load. If they had a load, they'd have a cube underneath. I mean, a octagon underneath, and they don't. So, I'm going to say, although it'd be nice to have that investment card, I'm going to say Maroon chooses not to buy a seed card. And then, I mean, not Maroon, Hunter Green. And then Maroon says no as well. So, we're going to draw from the current era. Here is the deck from the era. This would be happening simultaneously for both players, but I guess Maroon goes first. I can just do it as well with a single player at a time and try just to play as blind as I can. Flip, flip, flip. Okay, so these are the cards that I have options to buy. I have 10 action points. Each card costs 3 points to put into my tableau. I have this card as an option, which is gray, which means it can activate any of the. It's wild. It can activate any of the colors of companies. The problem with this card is in the second era, it costs $2 to have it in your tableau when it activates. So it's not bad to have it for one round, but this is like a safety net just in case you don't have the cards you need to do the things you want to do. So with this guy, we're gonna try to do a strategy of loading and selling to the market. Okay, so to load, so he's got a purple load, so he's gonna keep that. He's gonna buy that. 1, 2, 3. The special icon on here that if he gets the load, he'll do the special icon. The special icon is to change the order of cars in the queue. He doesn't want the expand card of that one, so he spends $1 and he flushes these cards out. These cards go to the discard pile, and he gets his new cards. Unfortunately, there is not a purple move card. He wants a purple move. This is going to cost him $2 or $3. If he had a purple card here, this is really nice though. He could do blue and just not worry about the purple. He could do load in purple and move. That wouldn't be too bad. That would be $6, and he would get to score a blue truck. Okay, that each card costs 3, so that would be $6. This purple load doesn't really do him any good, except he could load a bad good on purple here. So this is what he decides to do. This special action here on the move card is exchange your meeple with somebody else's meeple. That doesn't really, there's no meeples on the board. You need to get a cousin. A cousin are the cubes that represent meeples. I'm not going to use meeples. I'm just using that meeple shape as a way to say your pieces. But anyway, so he spends his 6 and goes with this card facing these cards. At this point, he would decide whether he's going to keep this. At the beginning of the next round, they'll deal him a fresh set of cards. At this point, he needs to decide if he wants to keep, or he or she, which is me, so it's he, wants to keep this card here. And I might go heavy in blue with the maroon. Maroon, like I said, is doing the move load strategy, so he's going to keep the card. Everything is good. So, all right. Let me move the cards closer. Shuffle. We've got 1, 2. Gets dealt 3 cards. That's all over the place. They're going to do a majority type scoring. They're really concerned with expanding and moving. They want to move cars to the queue. By moving cars to the queue, they'll pick up cousins if they're empty cars. So they have 2 move cards, which is really nice, which will give them 2 cousins. And the special move on there are pretty cool because this is in neighborhoods. You can move, you can replace goods or replace other players. So they do like both of those cards. So they'll spend $6 and buy these 2 cards. What they need is an expand card. They don't want to keep this card, so they'll put this in the discard. Discard goes hell. They'll spend $1, and we'll see what they get. They're looking for an expand card. No expand card. Okay. So they have several options. Since they only have $3, they need to pick one of these cards or pick this card as their expand card, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to spend the 3, 1, 2, 3, and get rid of these cards for the next round because these would be score charters. They don't want score charters. What they want is score cards for neighborhoods because they're going to put their goods on neighborhoods. Or actually, it wouldn't be bad to keep and invest because this one is put your goods on, put your people on charters. So what we're going to do here is discard those for the next round. They chose blue because they have a blue move, and that might come in handy later. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to go back to maroon, and they're going to determine their order of things. I'm going to play by the old rules, but I'll probably change that. Right now, oops, I didn't fix this thing. We're going to say in A2 and A4, the Q jam area moves. And if you haven't seen how to play the game or whatever, it'll make sense later. So we know that in A2 and A4, the queue is going to empty. We want to load blue. This card is to score the queue in the jam, basically score majority on this whole card, and this one is move cars, and this one is move, and then switch out people in the neighborhood. I won't have people because I don't have any these little tokens which are going to be cousins, your meeples, your corrupt cousins to put into companies or goods, and I need expands to do that, and I'm not doing that strategy right now, so what these actions do don't really matter to me. I'm gonna load. Actually, I'm gonna score in the second half in case the other player has investments. Actually, if they have investments, it's best to do it this way in case they do it in A3. So at A2, vehicles will cycle back in, and we'll just do that. Actually, we'll do that. The reason why I put load in A5 is in case, let me see, load happens after move, is that my load won't get picked up by somebody else. If it actually gets the load on purple, the other player won't get the benefits of my loading. I could choose not to have put that card here and sold it back, but I'm going to keep load and hope that hopefully in the next round it's worth something. I mean, I can use it for something. Hopefully I'll get the purple cards to make it happen. But anyway, okay. So now we'll look at the green player. What are they going to? How they're going to execute their turn? These are going to get. They need their 2 moves to go off, and then they'll probably just put this one here so that they can get their cubes onto their player pieces onto the board. All right, so here's how it goes. A1. Okay, so we're starting A1. A1, we both have A1. Move happens before load. They get to move a blue vehicle. They look here, they have 2 of them. It's a move 1. If it was a move 2, they could move both of them, but they can only move 1. So they'll move one of these into the queue. If the queue becomes busy, it goes into jam. Right now, like a traffic jam, you know. So in the queue, we have 2 spaces available in the first era. We're in the first era. It went there empty without a load, so that allows the green player to get a corrupt cousin. Okay, the special action in here is on a neighborhood. They can replace up to 2 goods with 2 of their, 1 for 1, up to 2 of their corrupt cousins. They only have 1 cousin right now, and they can see the player board of their opponent. Okay, and they know that they're gonna load and move blue, and the only blue one that's available currently is this one. This other blue one's going to come in at the highest number it can pick up, which is this 22. So because he knows that the blue truck's going to come to this 22 block, what he's going to do is the special action is replace the most expensive good, which is the white good. White goods are worth 4. It's going to replace the white good with his corrupted cousin. And this white good goes into the bag. Now when I get this other section, it would go into that other section. Oh, and these aren't even in play. I still have to build that part of the game. I could put the scaffolding in, but there's no point yet. I'm working on it, thinking about it. All right. Oops. This green good means that the only player that can pick up green goods is the green player. And whenever that good is delivered, it's a wild good. Well, actually, I guess they could be, anybody could pick up this green good, but when it's sold, it only gives points to the green player, and it's a wild good, which means they'll probably always choose white. And if you invested in that company, you would make points, but if you delivered it for green, only green makes the points. It's their delivery. So there's no point in picking this up unless you're green. There might be later on. Okay, so that was his move, and he did a special action. So because he did the special action, which is replace up to 2, you replaced 1, he's going to do cover it with one of his bonus tiles. It means the next time you activate the card, you have to do the bonus tile. I mean, you can't do what's underneath until you get rid of the bonus tile, and to get rid of the bonus tile, you have to do it first, and then you get to do it. Anyway, that's a way to stagger the control that some of these cards might give and make them a little bit less powerful. That was the move. The next action is load, which is blue gets to do. So blue is here, and they get to load. They can choose not to load, but their whole strategy is to make points. They can't pick up, they don't want to pick up their opponent because they won't make any points, so they pick up the gray good. Okay, so here, they're going to score this area. When they score this area, you would score the Q and the jam. There's no cards in the jam, so it would only score for the Q. The card that it would be majority for blue. You look at the blue company, and the cubes that it has are not player cubes. This and the card here shows the majority stakeholder in the purple card is the game itself. So no points are awarded. If somebody had majority stake, like I did, I would make money depending on what, let's see, in this case, the person who has the majority would get 5. The one who has second would get 3. If 2 people tie, they move down rank and they both get the same amount. But anyway, it's just like El Grande. But here, the company made 5. The company is, a blue has a majority. The blue player is not a player. It's an NPC. So it gets scored. Nobody makes any points. It's actually in the game. And he decides to cover that with this cousin card. All right. So that was A1. A2. A2 goes off. Move. So we both have move. Maroon has turn order, so Maroon goes first. They will move their car into the queue. When they move it into the queue, they sell this good. And that good sells for 3. I think I got my money uphill. 2, 3. Oops. I didn't grab it all at the same time. Stack of 3. Bam. That's my monies. Okay. Then I could do this. If I had a cousin, I could switch out cousins in a neighborhood once. So in other words, I could switch this one out if I had a cousin. I maybe should have looked at that because I could have drove my truck over there unloaded, got a cousin, and then used this card on my move to switch it out. But I didn't. Anyway, that is that. And this bonus is to do that, which we're not going to do. Okay, their purple move. We're going to move this purple vehicle into the queue. There's no room in the queue, so it goes to the jam part. And they get a corrupted cousin because the truck's empty. Okay. Then they also get to switch out, as their bonus, switch out people, but they can't because there's no people but themselves, and they can't switch out themselves with themselves. We'll just make that a rule. All right, next thing, we empty the queue jam. So cars in the queue will go to the highest place they can pick up. this car cycles into the queue from the jam. Cool. Now we go to A3. A3, Maroon has nothing. I forgot. This person would have designated what they wanted whenever they set it down. They had wanted to expand. So here we go. We go move, load, then expand. They're in the expand section. To expand, what they've got, their option for expand is to add a new truck, which that would be cool. Put one of their cousins, Griefil, a spot, and they would put their cousins in that spot. Or put a contract. They're like in this dominating this largest block. So what they're gonna do is expand. So by putting a good here, so this good would normally go here, but what they're going to do instead is, instead of putting that good, they're going to put their own good there, and this goes back into the thing. And so now let's say we were to score this 22. Blue's represented twice. Blue is an NPC, so an NPC is represented twice, and 2 green. So they would split majority and both get 2 points if it was scored. Okay. A4, nobody has anything, and this one empties, and the vehicle comes back here. Then we go A5, only Maroon has a card. A5 is load purple. If they load this good, they could load a green. Yeah, they're going to load a green good. The reason they're going to load it is now the good, it is mobile now, and it is wild, and it can get sold at the queue. Well, I just thought of something really cool. But okay, so the reason why they did that is so they can move this to the queue at some point and sell it. And so they would start removing majorities here. The amount that the good sells, since it's wild, is determined by the player selling it. That's the cool thing I thought about. So purple could sell the good in the queue and sell it for the minimum, which is 2 points, but they would give the 2 points to the owner of the cube. Or they're going to force that player to go ahead and return that cube to themselves. I don't know if that's a good play or not. I'm still trying to learn to play with the game. Still making up rules as I go. Then down here, switch the order of cars. There's no cars in the queue to do that, so those don't get to do the bonus thing. All right, so that's the end of the round. We go to 2. At the beginning of 2, same turn order. They kept that card. Flip over 2 new cards. Flip. Flip. This is the cards they have to choose from. 10 action points. Remember, they want to do a move load strategy. They still have blues there. They need more movement in blue. Still like the expand card, so we're going to keep that there. Oh, this card will put on the charters. You could switch out dudes with player pieces. I mean, player pieces with NPCs, but it's not going to do anything. They're not going to play that strategy. They are playing purely to move load, and I guess they probably shouldn't have got this token. But, oh well. Alright, so we're going to go spend 1, flush these 2 cards out. because they, unless they had a red move, that really didn't do anything. Two new cards, expand in red, invest in blue. That's not bad. Yeah, so they'll spend $3 on 2, 3, and keep the invest. That helps them make an extra dollar when they load and move. Okay, so the problem now is they need more movement. They need movement in blue, or they need a purple move. They just need movement. The expand will help them here. So they'll go ahead and go expand. 1, 2, 3. And they'll buy their expand card. They're going to let that card go, spend $1. Oh no. Duh. Sorry, we're in era 2. Forgot to put the era 2 cards in. We'll do that now. I didn't put it all. Era 2 cards are in. Random, random, random. Flip. 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 Okay. They have the purple move. They have score all the neighborhood cards as a bonus. They've got to score a block and a red move. They've got the red expand, but they're not playing that game necessarily. I'm seeing what this can do for the other player. So what they're going to do, they can sell a card. Purple move would be great. Purple load is okay. They You know what? They're going to spend 1. Flush them all. Screw it. I have $2 left. Flip. 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 Lots of purple. Score the jam. Score construction, which we don't have in this game anymore. Invest in purple. They're going to spend... Oh, shoot. They're going to keep this one, that's for sure. Get rid of these two. Spend that last point, or last dollar, or last action point. Oops. There. Flip, flip. Ooh, that's pretty sweet. Okay, and they're going to let this one go for the next round. For the next round, they have 2 investment cards ready to go. And that's in case purple tries to make a play for selling that good. They could sell 2 of their... They'd have to sell 3 cards to put in that invest, but they're not going to. This is what they're going to go with this. Cool. I haven't put the order in, which I should do. I'm going to go ahead and finish the order that they want to do this in. They don't care too much about the load card. Blue is here. They need the load. They'll expand first and then load and then move. Before they move, they need to invest in blue. In case the other player does stuff, they're going to put their investment first. Because if the thing happens before they invest, they don't make the money in it. So this is the way they're going to run it. And then they'll put their blue load at the very end. Okay, so that's their order. All right, the other player. They'll draw their cards. 1, 2. Okay, so the first thing before they forget, they're going to get rid of this card because they don't want to suffer the point problem. That gives them 1 point. So they, 1 action point. So they have 10. They sold it for 1. There are 11 action points. This is their hand. They know that the other player did a move in blue. Even though they want to score majorities, which they have 2 move cards to do that, they might want those invests. So here's what they're going to do. They're going to spend all 9. 9. They're going to invest in blue twice. Actually, what they're going to do here is they're going to figure out which one of these they like better. This is score all the charters, and this is replace cards in the charter. They like this bonus better. They're going to use this card to upgrade that card. Bam. That upgrades that card. This card goes to the discard. When they do the upgrade, you'll always get a card from the next era. Flip. Oh, I should have shuffled. Sorry. Flip. The interesting thing about these cards in the next era, they're all blue. So blue will go here. That's the bonus card area. So this is what their deal looks like, and they have 2 actions. They won't be able to buy a card because it costs 3. Flip this one. Flip this one for a flush. They'll decide on these cards what they want to keep. Purple expand is good because that allows them to do cousins. These moves are going to get them cousins. This is scored blocks. This one is better because it's only 1 block, and this is scored in the neighborhood, and this is score the charters. So they're not going to score they don't want to score the charters, and they don't want to red invest. They don't want to score all the blocks. They only want to score the ones that they're number 1 in. So they'll spend $1 to get more cards. Okay. This one, again, another score block. So these 2 are very cool because they score block, except for the first part, the expand. They really don't need it. This one is the invest in red. They don't really care about that, so they're going to let that one go. Now they're going to figure out the order for the cards that they're going to play. They're going to do their invest first, so in case anybody tries to score in blue, they'll get points for it. They're going to move in this order. They like actually to move here so they can get their cousin early. That would get them 2 cousins. And then this one will allow them to replace 2 places. And this one will, yeah, just like that. Because this one will allow in a block to replace 2 meeples. This one was meeple for meeple. Okay, so that's going to be the order. All right, so we'll go A1. A1 goes off. In A1, blue invest and invest, so they both are invested. They're invested twice, which is really mean. Anyway, invested. Both of the this one is, do they have a cousin? No, so they won't be able to do this thing where they can replace gold cubes with their own. So, and they don't have any cubes, so they can't do the special part. This would technically go in maroon, hunter green order, but doesn't matter because they're both the same thing and doesn't do shit. All right, A2. First we go invest. Neither one has an invest. Move. That would be this player has a move card. It's move blue. They have 2 blue here. They're going to move them both to the queue. It's a 1 move, so they'll pick 1 card, move it to the queue. When they move that to the queue, that'll give them a cousin. And then the bonus is to get a cousin. So when they use the bonus to get a cousin, that removes that from their board. Okay, move is done. Then we go to expand, or load first, but then there's no load. So maroon player expands. How do they expand? Blue player is going to expand. They know they got to load and move. This blue one's going to come here. So what they're going to do is they're going to do this block 22. Block 22, they're going to expand by putting a, or they could put a new truck. If they put a new truck, they can put that in. Yeah, what they'll do is they'll add a truck. Adding a truck, that puts this other truck into play. This truck would come into play at the highest block that has available cubes to put in. So it's there. Okay. That might change it. I might give players the control to do that, but right now it works like that. The bonus is in the construction area, which we don't have. Meeple for meeple, not going to happen. Great. A 3 maroon, hunter green doesn't have a color. Doesn't have a card. So it's a blue low. At the end of A2 is Q jam. This one would go to the highest block that's available that they can pick up a cube. That brings that one there. Then we go to invest, nothing. We go all the way to load. The load card blue will pick up the white. Good, because it's worth the most. And then they'll go to their bonus. Their bonus is to get a cousin. That'll go here. This bonus comes off. All right. Then we go to A4. A4 move. They both have move, but maroon is first because of turn order. Put this in the queue. Maroon gets 4 points. $4 plus the invest dollar. So $5. The green player has 2 invests on blue. So because blue delivered, they get 2 points. $2. All right. Then their move is red. Red will go into the queue, they decided. That'll give them, it's a 2-space vehicle. That'll give them 2 more cousins. The special action on the card is to pick a block, replace 2 goods on there with your own cousins. So they'll replace, actually they'll keep this good, and they'll replace those 2 goods with their cousins. So they're trying to take over the blocks with their corrupted cousins. Okay. Then the queue goes off. In the queue, blue vehicle goes there, red vehicle goes there. Cool. Their bonus was to do that, so they have to replace what their bonus is. They don't like this going second all the time crap. Or what they could do is this free refill expand, and they can start putting more cousins in blocks, which is kind of cool. All right. Last one is first it goes move, then it goes invest. Invest and then move. So blue. Green player. I should just call that player Sarah, and then it would be easier for me to keep track. Sarah decides to move this one into the queue. She gets her cousin back, and she calls that a white good, so she'll get 4. To put back $1, she'll get 4. And she gets a cousin. Oops. Because it's a 2-space vehicle, 1 space is empty. Okay, and then the special move is to replace, in a block, replace dudes. There's nobody but her, so there's nothing to do there. Okay, so then it's purple's load. They could choose not to do the card. Well, actually, I guess they would have to do the card. They don't have to do the bonus. They would do a load, but there's no way to do a load here. Ah, okay. So, Eureka. That's where my salvage is going to be. I'm going to put the salvage in the over here off to the side of Q and Jam. And that'll take a different turn. So I got to figure out how to do that. So, mental note, work on it there. Mental note, I've got to work on that. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, we're in A5. That happened in A5, so it's stuck there into... Ooh, that's nasty. Move happened before load. Load goes off, can't pick up anything, which I just talked about. Then we're going into 3. Okay, so this one, we would put our new cards in. Era 3 is dealing with mostly the blue company. It's dealing with the new blue company and the old blue company. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, maroon goes. They draw. Oh, we have another bonus, another card space in our tableau for buying cards. Okay, so here's what blue's looking at. Ooh, that invest is really nice. And they're playing blue. So that's pretty sweet. What they could do. Oh, and the blue move's really nice. So they need to keep invest. They could buy this move. And this move is better than that move because it allows player pieces to replace goods. So what they'll first do is buy 1, 2, 3. Buy this good and use this move to upgrade that move, which is cool. Okay, normally we would have another deck, and that would give them a bonus card in the next deck. This is, since I don't have another deck, we're just going to take it from this one. Boom. For upgrading, they'll get that. This card is in the discard. They need that expand card to totally go into this next thing. So what they're going to do is buy that expand card, and that's score the construction area. There's no construction area on 2, 3. They're going to buy this expand card, use this expand card to upgrade. So this card comes with 3 expands, which, like, we're really going into like outer space now as far as speed of the game. Should just like come into, like, it should be like a whole different damn game. Flip. Okay, this is what it looks like. They love that invest card. They'll spend 3, 1, 2, 3, place this invest card here and upgrade it. And what they want to do is get rid of this invest. This is another invest. Holy crap. They'd get a bonus card here. Do they want to see the bonus card or do the invest? If they, keep that card there, these blue and these purple invests, they'll flush. They'll spend 1 to flush, and they know that they have a purple move, so they're just going to keep those 2 cards and flush and get 2 more cards. Flip, flip. I love how much better Era 3 is I love that bump so far. So far, it's like, oh, I got to switch to those cards. I love that feeling. So, which cards do they want? They want to keep this card. They want to keep that expand. They're going to keep all the cards for the next round. Yeah, they like that. All right, so this player. They want to score blocks. They need both of these cards in their tableau. They have $10. This one replaces this. This is a cool counter card because it can replace pieces in blocks. This one is a really good. That's why they're getting their goods. They need this to keep this move card so far. This low jam card doesn't do crap, so if they start upgrading cards, they're going to get rid of that one for sure. This invest isn't bad, but they really need. Oh, this is that other moves card. So they need this expand, so they can score. Oh, that those don't score blocks. They need to score blocks. That's what they need to do. Oh, I haven't put out their new cards. These don't score blocks, so what they'll do is they'll let those go. Let me put this whole pile of cards away. Huh? Okay, so let's see. 1, that scores a block. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so they love these two move cards. This move card scores blocks. This one scores the whole neighborhood. So they want both of these. This red one is how they get pieces on there. So this is tough. They're going to sell this invest card. It gives them $2 because it's for the upgrade. Then they're going to buy 1, 2 this move card so they can score blocks. It would be nice to put this move card under that move card, but this one kind of is how they protect the area from the other player. Wait, how many do they have? They had 10. They sold that other one for 2. Then they bought this one for 3. 1, 2, 3. So they sold that for 2. Wait, they had 10. Then they went 11, 12. Then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they have 9. All right. This one replaces dude. It does what that one does, but it affects. It has more move on it, and it's blue. So that's not bad. So they'll sell this move. But then that does not allow. They like the option. This is so difficult. Difficult decisions. This one scores a block. This one scores blocks. 1, 2, 3. Our neighborhood. So far they've got this awesome moving thing for scoring crap tons. This one, they really don't care about they're just doing moves. They're just moving pieces around. If they could find a way to get points in the charters, then they could use all their movement for that. But okay, so they're going to spend $1, let this card go, and then draw 3 more. Flip. 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 Okay, so this one scores neighborhoods. So does this one. they like to be more. It's more like a scalpel than a freaking hatchet. So they'll spend three. 1, 2, 3. Buy this one. This is discards. Use this one to upgrade this one. This one goes to there. For getting the upgrade, they're going to put something here. You have 2 score blocks. And they have a bunch of ways of getting cubes into blocks. This one's nice because it does this twice. So they're going to sell this one for $1 and buy this one. And then we'll determine the order. We'll look at this. They can't do this first because he's stuck in the jam. I mean the queue. The queue doesn't go, he doesn't move out till A2, so we'll do this at A3. This will score the block. So let's look at scoring blocks. Right now, we want to score this block here twice. If we do this move, we can move these cars out of the blocks into the jam and score. Yeah, so that blue one has a move of 2, so we can move both of these into there and score this block. This block will get 4 points. Then we can go this one. Is there any more scoring? No. This move this car out of there. Then they start cycling back in. Well, as long as I keep cars out of here, I can just score. That scores. Should have kept the car that scores the whole freaking block. That would have been awesome. But live and learn. The crazy thing is, if they had a move, what they need is an invest to get these cubes into there. Okay, cool. I'm going to end the stream pretty soon. That is in the right order, I think. This one, let's find out. Invest, that was right. Expand, load, move, load. Yeah, I think that's right. We'll play it. Okay, we're in round 3. First thing that happens, A1. A1 is invest down here. They're invested. Their bonus is to switch out meeples. They don't have it. Okay, this one, move blue. So they have a move 3 blue. They can move all 3 blue into the queue, and they're going to do it in this order. 1, 2, and actually that's a 3. So they move all these into there. So they get 1 cube each. 1, 2, 3. That's ugly. They're getting their cubes. Okay. Score a block. They can score either one of these blocks. They'll make 4 points. So they'll score 4 points. Turn in $1. Make 4 points. So $10. This is probably the thing where I'm going to add a counter that'll basically count down the block to how many times it can get scored. So because they scored a block, they get one of these. They'll put the one with their, actually they're going to put in this load so they can actually make a little bit of extra points. Alright, so We are in A2 now. A2, move happens before expand. Their move doesn't go off because everybody's stuck here, so they don't get to do this bonus either. Okay, so this player can do a expand. Cars are going to come back, and they're going to come back to here and here. It's going to be purple, blue, blue, and then there, and then in the next round they're going to do move, but they move purple and do a block. So do. Okay. So a blue one will be here. They wish they had an extra cousin, because then they could fight for majority here. They'll do a load. Expand. They've got, oh shit, they got 3 expands. So they're going to expand here. Draw a cube. And instead of placing that cube, they'll play, man, they really needed cousins. I gotta work on this whole freaking game. And this goes back. So they're expanding all 3. But what they could do is they've got 2 expands. The other 2 expands, they're gonna place these as contracts. So these contracts belong to neutral. So that's going to help nullify the amount of points they can make there. And it's going to help nullify, they tied him here, so they'll make 2 there. So that was pretty good. If this contract is on here, that would mean only the blue player could pick up those goods. So that might be pretty good. That's pretty sweet. I'm impressed with myself with the design. That was the blue expand. Then they get to score the construction area. The construction area doesn't work. I got to work on that next. A2. And then in between A2, this guy comes here. This guy comes here. This guy comes here. This guy comes here. Cool. A3. A3 is move happens before load, so the move goes off first. They can move purple. Purple. Currently, if this one is scored, it's split, and this one belongs to the neutral player, this one belongs to the neutral player. Even if they move that out, the neutral player still scores number 1. So they really don't have anything. They'll move this car to the queue, get 2 more cousins just so they can have a crap ton of cousins. Then they get to score a neighborhood. They don't see a neighborhood they want to score. If they did, they could score this neighborhood for the neutral. They'll score the neighborhood for the neutral and get an extra move. No, they don't want to do that, so they can keep that. Okay. A4. Well, A3 was load. Maroon gets a load of good. They'll load this good here. Cool. A4. A4 is move and move. Maroon player has advantage. They get to move 3, and then they get to put their cousins into places. So what they could do is move both of these out. 1, 2. That'll give them. That's with 2 moves. The third move is this one to the Q. This one makes them 3 points, right? $3. So plus $2. Okay. And then they'll do their special action where they can replace 2 goods with their own. And this one will be their own good. And this one will be their own good. These go back into the bag. The interesting thing about this game so far is that I don't need a whole lot of blocks to make it happen with 2 players. Okay, so now it is, and that was this thing, so they get to pick a good, and they want cousins because they're actually not doing very good in the cousin department. That's not cousin department. Okay, next player. Next player, we're on the red move. If they move the red car into there, the question is, can I score? No, I can't score. They're going to move the red car into there. And red car has 2 empty spaces. So 2 cousins. They're full of cousins. Not like if they could just figure out what to do with these cousins, they can play the majority game over here. Okay, so then it does a refill. They're going to refill this middle space, and with the refill, we'll go ahead and draw just to go through the motions. But 1, 2, 3. Instead of playing those there, they're going to play their own. To try to take over that block. It's a very nice move. And then that's it for those. Okay, then that is where the cars cycle back in. This car goes to the highest place it can pick up something. The highest place it can pick up something. And that's how it looks. And then a 5. Move and load move happens first. They've got a blue move, and then they can replace opponent's pieces on blocks, which that'll be good. They got a move of 2, so they're gonna move this one back to the queue and this one to the queue, and that's going to give them 2 more cousins. They're having no problems having extra cousins, and then they get to replace 2 opponents. So no reason to replace there, but definitely they'll do 2 opponents' cubes. And they take majority here. And move these here. And then replace that thing. They'll place it with a they'll do turn order here. Cool. Then this player does their load. It's a purple load. They have to load purple, unfortunately, and they're all there. Loads it. And then they could switch around the order of the queue, but there's no reason to because it's only 2 blue vehicles. And then that's it. To A1. Alright. I guess I'm going to end right there. I like what the game's doing. It is really cool. There's a couple of eureka moments I had. Hopefully I can remember what they are. I'll just go back to the video and figure it out. I'm thinking that the delivery costs are pretty high. I mean, they probably need to be brought down $1 or bring the majority cost up $1 so far. But we'll see. I need to figure out also when to bring in these cars and the salvage part of the game. The salvage part is pretty cool because that'll give you something to do while you're in the queue. And a part that would really suck for you being in the jam part. And a direction to go if you're loaded in the queue. If you're loaded in the queue, then you'll go, instead of the blocks, you'll go to the constructions. And the constructions will be empty blocks that you get to put the, anyway, stuff to think about. Interesting. Anyway, so far green player is in I think a better position, but a harder place to play from, and they have 10 points and the maroon has 11. This buying cards part is a lot of fun. Anyway, see, I can figure out how to turn this damn thing off. Where in the hell is it at?